for this in words, attitude, and acts, including seasonal acts at festivities. They neither came nor stayed as co-owners, but as customary tenants or residents, knowing they always had their homeland to resort to whenever they wished. In most cases, their remains were returned to their homeland for interment. Much later on, as they grew in number, swelled by many more of their kindred who came to join them, ostensibly following their apparent well-being in our territory, they ceased performing their hitherto acts of gratitude and even went to court to challenge our ownership of where they lived among us. For a very long time, the previous duo of Urhobo and Ijaw people, whom we had been magnanimous at different times by our granting their respective requests to live in the designated places within our homeland, resorted to contending with us for the ownership of our land. They used to act separately, but have later graduated into working in concert against us. This is perceived to be because they have common intent to deprive us of our God-given land. This led to the plethora of successive court actions. Since from the second half of the 1920s till date, nearly all of them reached the highest judicial levels, such as the Privy Council in the pre-independent era and the Supreme Court. In all of them, the land in question belongs to the Itsekiri people, as the verdict clearly showed. Since from about 2003, they succeeded, as it would appear, into enlisting our Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, to increase the weight of their combined oppression. They therefore became the trio of Urhobo, Ijaw, who are in our land, and INEC, in whom they have found some veritable backbone. The first salvo from INEC against us came like a bolt from the blue, as there was no basis at all for it. This was in Warri South local government, which had 12 wards, 2 of which were predominantly occupied by the Urhobo, and 8 were in the Itsekiri-dominated areas. INEC suddenly redelineated them to 12 wards by compressing the 8 in the Itsekiri areas to 6 and bloating the 2 in the Urhobo areas to 6, thereby creating the narrative that the 2 were at par. It was made to our electoral disadvantage in our homeland, but unduly favoring the Urhobo who were in our homeland. That way, they have the full electoral complements in their homeland in addition to what those had been extorted from us to our detriment, but to their unmerited advantage. We challenged it in court, and that act was pronounced as illegal by the courts, but INEC refused to discharge their responsibilities of obeying the ruling of the court. From 2003 to date, INEC have failed to implement that judgment. We have been in and out of court over this, and INEC at one point came to court and lied on oath that they had implemented that judgment. We returned to court to establish that in all the elections conducted since from then, all were based on the illegal 12 wards in the Warri South local government. Then came the bombshell of INEC, tagging along with the duo of Urhobo and Ijaw in our homeland, which constitutes the Warri Federal Constituency, to form the trio that went up to the Supreme Court, where the ruling is that the Warri Federal Constituency be redelineated. We were not opposed to that judgment, but only against the unjust and roughshod manner in which INEC were proceeding to implement it. INEC excluded us from the initial meetings said to be of the stakeholders to the implementation of the judgment and subsequently invited us only after we had protested. INEC continued the unjust stance by appointing an Ijaw lady to superintend over the exercise and an Ijaw man as the supervisor of the field work part of the implementation of the judgment. We protested yet again and had to court when INEC would not recognize the obvious conflict of interest and the offense against natural justice inherent in that act. As the law-abiding citizens that we have always been, we chose the path of the rule of law and fully participated in the field work and duly submitted our report as was required of us. As this is our homeland, every bit of which we fully know, we were aghast to see what INEC released as a result of the field work. The monumental dimensions of the massive distortions in what is planned to be beyond what words can sufficiently express and satisfactorily state, no matter how persuasive they might be, I will therefore yield the floor to two visual presentations that will enable better appreciation of the massive oppression that is being unjustly heaped upon us and foisted on us by INEC. We would invite you to please view what they have done in our land, purporting to be the field work on which to base the delineation work. Please view with us.
Please put your hands together for Chief Brand Mene. Chief Brand Mene, we thank you, the Ogolu Son of Warri. Gentlemen of the press, next to address you is a technical team of Warri Reclamation Trust by our illustrious son and daughter, Bright Omawomi and Shaye Mene. They are to do a presentation on the fraudulent coordinate by INEC. Let's put our hands together for them once more, please. You're welcome.
Good afternoon, illustrious chiefs of Warri Kingdom, and of course, gentlemen of the press. Bright Omagomi is my name, and of course with me,
Shaye Mene, Mrs.
We are representing the Warri Reclamation Trust, a technical team who carried out research into the job of INEC on this word delineation exercise. And of course, we're going to start with a summary of what we came up with as evidence from this investigation. Now, from what you can see on your screen, we made use of some innovations in the area of Google Earth, and of course, the use of Delta State map, and of course, Warri map, to investigate the coordinates provided by INEC on the 4th of April this year, 2025, when INEC presented to stakeholders documents outlining the job INEC carried out in delineating the Warri Federal Constituency. And it is in this document we found out coordinates depicting latitude and longitude of how INEC delineated the Warri Federal Constituency. And these coordinates, once plotted, we are able to identify the particular location, pinpoint of each of these communities, making up units as INEC has delineated. Now, surprisingly, what we found out is what we will be revealing here today. Now, some of the summaries we found out included and not limited to: 1, creating and renaming of Aboriginal communities. Creating and renaming of Aboriginal and legal communities. For example, INEC has no power to create communities. We also have number 2, duplication of communities. We also have number 3, creation of fictitious communities for to form units for the Ijaws to make up wards, which will give the Ijaws upper hand over Itsekiri. We also have importation of communities from outside the 3 Warri local government area. For example, we saw importation from Ondo State, Edo State, in Warri North. All these to create more units for the Ijaws in Warri North. We also saw importation from outside of the Warri Federal Constituency in the area of Ughelli South, Udu, and Burutu local government areas to create more units for the Ijaws in Warri Southwest to give them the number over Itsekiris. Number 5, illegal boundary adjustment. INEC, for example, does not have the power to adjust boundaries across the length and breadth of this country. But INEC went about adjusting the boundary of the Warri Federal Constituency by including locations that is not part of Warri Federal Constituency. For example, we gave you Ughelli South. We gave you Udu. We gave you Burutu as some example of importation. Another example is from Edo and Delta in Warri North. Number 6, we have manufacturing of voting units outside the voter register. We all know that the only way to populate a unit is through the continuous voter exercise. But one will wonder how INEC was able to determine population growth or increase in voting strength of certain units, where they now created more units for the Ijaws over the Itsekiris. Number 7, the use of same coordinates for multiple units in different wards in different local government areas. We saw, a duplication of communities from one particular local government to another. And this was quite surprising because we felt that those INEC sent down to the field were professionals. But from the result, it doesn't appear so. Shall I continue from there?
Surprisingly, it seems as if INEC, who claimed to come on ground, INEC told us that they brought field workers, but what they did not surprise us, considering the fact that the head of the team that came for that job was an Ijaw man, not just an Ijaw man, an Ijaw man who happens to be a member of the Ijaw Leaders of Thought. They actually carry out a program against Itsekiri Nation. If not, how would INEC, who claimed to come on ground, use the same coordinates for multiple units in different wards in the different local government areas of Warri Federal Constituency? We saw a situation whereby INEC took two coordinates from Warri South and took them to create what were the Gbaramatu Ijaws of Warri Southwest, who are just clans, a clan there in Warri Southwest, and actually tenants of the Omadino and Borodo people. And also, we saw a situation whereby forests and rivers were pinned in the coordinates provided by INEC as voting units. We don't know if maybe fishes were supposed to come and vote, and how the Ijaw man who came to do that job carried out that kind of voting pattern. Maybe that's a new pattern for 2027 election. Also, we saw a situation whereby INEC was assuming population. That was why you see where INEC was carrying out their own delineation with different wards, different from the population that they had to use for Warri Federal Constituency, outside the figures captured in the last conducted census. We are yet to conduct a new census, and we don't know where they claim to be more than Itsekiris. Maybe INEC would have to give us those numbers that are outside the population that we know legally in Warri Federal Constituency. We saw a situation whereby INEC assumed voting strength outside the voters register. In the voters register, we know the actual numbers. Also, we saw a situation whereby INEC went against their own guidelines. They created wards with less than 50 units. They created 2 or 4 wards for them. Wards with less than 50 units, which is against their own guidelines. Why that of the Itsekiris, which has 50 or over more than 100 units, they refused to redelineate and increase their wards. They left it that way. But for the Gbaramatu Ijos, they did wonders by creating 2 wards, 4 wards out of less than 50 units. That's the magic that INEC did for us. But also they did something surprising. Majority of the wards created by INEC failed to meet the required numbers of units. And wards were created on our lands and communities. They renamed it. They used strange names we've never seen before, like Christmas Bene, Headmaster Bene, Pondi Bene. There are things that seem surprising to us. Also, we saw what they did in the alleged 14, ROA 14, which is the Okerenkeko people. They did an investigation and they came to the conclusion that they have to push aside the Supreme Court judgment when it came to the land ownership of Okerenkeko by using alien community names like Okerenkoko and taking communities from Oyo-Ekòró in Warri South to create fictitious communities and units for the Ijos of Gbaramatu who happens to reside in Okerenkeko. They created places from Oyo-Ekòró, they created places from Alaja, Oleri, Ujewu, just for them to make up these fictitious communities. But we'll be going live to prove this fraud we stated earlier on.
Thank you very much, Shaya. Quickly, let's go into some practical session. Now, we've been talking about coordinates, and we really want to understand what it means when we say latitude A and longitude B. Now, it is universal all over the world. And of course, we are going to take a simple example outside of the Warri Federal Constituency to tell you what coordinate is. For example, let's look at coordinates in Ikorodu in Lagos. For example, we're going to plot latitude 6.6194. Technical team, are we there? Put a comma, a space. If you are with us, you can plot wherever you are with your Google Earth. And let's go to longitude 3.5105. If we are there, technical team, let's plot that and see what comes up. This is the latitude and longitude of Ikorodu. And as we can see from the screen, the name that comes out is Ikorodu.
Lagos
right?
State.
That's in Lagos State. Now, we'll take another example. Let's go to Los Angeles in America. So you don't think, oh, this is something that is too difficult to do. In Los Angeles, we're going to plot latitude 90024. Are we there? Put a comma in space and go to longitude 71547. And let's plot that out. Now, as you can see from your screen, this is a practical session of how the coordinate works. There is no magic about it.
It's the same all over the world.
All over the world. Now, this is Los Angeles from your screen. Now, let's go into what INEC gives to us. We want to now see whether INEC did a thorough job or INEC defrauded Itsekiris in their homeland. Technical team, if we are done with this, let's quickly go to the document provided by INEC to stakeholders, 4th April this year, 2025. As you can see from your screen, the document is well signed by INEC. And this document contains all of the coordinates, the latitude and the longitude. And so we're going to start plotting from this table. So you don't think that we're coming up with coordinates that are manufactured, right?
These are coordinates. These are coordinates from the document INEC gave us 4th April 2025. The same document.
Now we're going to start with communities outside of Delta State. Let's go to registration area 8. INEC called it Egbema Ward. And this is in Warri North local government area. So let's go to registration area 8. And let's pick number 45 if we're there, technical team. And we're going to plot the coordinates there to see whether what INEC gave to us is the reality on ground. Now, INEC called number 45 on that particular registration area. They called it Ningegbene.
Ningegbene.
Yes.
An alien name to Warri North.
That's what INEC called it. Now, let's plot it to find out whether it's same as what INEC said. Now, for the latitude, we have it as 6.1259. 6.1259 for the latitude. And of course, put a comma, a space, and go to the longitude. Longitude 5.034. 283. Now let's load that up. Now, what you can see from your screen is saying Asiboro.
Asiboro.
And INEC told us that the name of the community is Nikegbene. Now, Asiboro, as you can also see from your screen, we'll zoom into it. It's not even in Warri North local government area, not in Delta State.
Ondo State local government.
Ondo State.
INEC took documents and went to bring coordinates from Ondo State. INEC did magic. The Ijoman from Bayelsa did magic.
Let's also try out another number there. I think we still have 61. Let's try 61. Let's try 61. Now, INEC called this particular unit Toruku Bugbene 1. Toruku Bugbene 1. That's what INEC called this particular unit. And now let's take the latitude, if we're there. Under registration area 8. Let's take the latitude, please. Technical team, are we there? Latitude 6.201. Let's switch to the map. Latitude 6.201, 848. Put a comma in a space. Let's move to the longitude. 5.107465. Let's load that up. Another example to tell you how INEC has defrauded Itsekiri in this delineation exercise to favor the Ijos and the Robos against Itsekiris. Now, what do we have on the screen? We have Abere. Abere is not also in Warri North, not also in Delta State. As you can see. So how come we having communities or locations that are not in Warri North, neither in Warri South or Warri Southwest, being plotted and making up lists for the Ijos to make up Egbema Ward, to show that they are more than us? These are the shocking revelations that we have come up with by investigating these coordinates. Wherever you are across the world, you can download Google Earth map. You can plot these coordinates, and of course, you will see for yourself this reality. Now, let's move further now to registration area 18. Now, INEC called registration area 18 Polobubo. They called it Polobubo, registration area 18. Under Polobubo, we have a sub of Egbema 1 again there. So we are going to take, for example, number 1. The number 1 on that list, which is unit 1, they call it Talaba Biyamaye and Koromaye. These are the names they concocted together as the name of this unit. Now, we are going to plot the coordinate for that. The latitude is 5.96, 90499. Put a comma in space, go to longitude 4.93, 02836. Are we there? Now, from what we can see on the screen, the name is entirely different from what INEC gave to us. Omolomo. Is that what's showing on the screen? Omolomo should be in Ondo State. Am I correct? For those who are familiar with Warri North, you know Warri North share boundary with Ondo and Edo State. So obviously Omolomo is in Ondo State. So these are some examples we brought out. Now there are a lot of them. Please, technical team, let's go to the communities outside Delta State practical table that we prepared so that you can see a list of them, quite a huge number of them. It's not just about these few ones that we are showing as example. We just want to pick some few ones so that we don't waste the whole day. So we're going to move away from that. But before we move away from that, just scroll down and show these are communities outside Delta State that were imported from Ondo and Edo State into Warri Federal Constituency, particularly in Warri North. Now, the reason for this is to seize our political power as aboriginals of Warri Federal Constituency. Now, they are not doing this only for political power. They also want to seize our oil wealth. So, you already can tell the reason for this. So, as you can see on your screen now, we have 3, 4, 5 columns there. The first column is the serial number. The second column is the aboriginal or legal communities. The third column is fictitious communities. And we have the latitude and of course the longitude coordinates. Now what we did practically was this. INEC gave us the coordinates, latitude and longitude. So while plotting, we were able to discover that the names INEC gave to us are all fictitious, different from the aboriginal name. Now the name that came up once we plot these coordinates are the names we have under legal and aboriginal names, to also show to the world what the reality are, different from what INEC gave to us. Now, we can move forward without wasting much time now to another section. Let's look at communities formed in rivers and forests. We also have a table like this for that. There are a lot of them. We have that more in Southwest. Now, we are going to go to Restoration Area 9. Restoration Area 9. And we're going to plot for Amabiri Bene Ikantu. That's the name INEC gave to it. If we're there, technical team, we can plot that. That's number 32 on the list. Number 32, are we there?
RA09,
yes.
Kunuma Ward.
Let's plot for latitude 5.41, 877. Put a comma and a space. Longitude 5.49, 4862. And let's load that up. Now, what we have on the screen is Kuku Camp River, which is different from Amabiri Bene Ikatu, as provided by INEC. This is the level of fraud that INEC has committed against the people of Warri Federal Constituency. We will not relent at revealing this fraud. Now let's go to Restoration Area 14. We're going to take another example. For Restoration Area 14, let's look at number 52 there. They called it, or INEC called it, Bumugbene 2. Bumugbene 2. Now, everything is Bene, right? Let's go to the latitude. Latitude 5.45, if we're there. Recall that we're taking latitude and longitude from INEC's own document, not manufactured. Let's take the latitude 5.45, 99145. Put a comma in a space and enter the longitude 5.74, 95146. Are we there? Let's load that up. Now, registration area 14, named Oyo-Ekòró, was created for the Ijaws in Warri Southwest local government area.
As against Oyo-Ekòró.
And this, yes, and this part, Alaja. Now, Alaja, as you all can tell, is in Udu local government area. So, if you want to travel to Udu local government area, you have to travel out of Warri Federal Constituency. So, you can see that INEC has stolen from Itsekiri, and INEC is defrauding Itsekiris. Now, let's go to another section. Let's look at duplication for the Ijaws. There were a lot of coordinates that were duplicated for the Ijaws to give them more numbers. Now, because of want of time, I would have loved to go into the details to show you more of these communities that were formed on rivers and forests. But because of time, we can't do that. Let's quickly go to duplication of coordinates. Under duplication of coordinate, let's code this particular area. And we're going to take number 50. Number 50 on the list, we have it as Ogbimbiri, land. So let's plot the latitude. Latitude 6.14, 9918, 127. So let's plot that out. Now let's see what we have on the screen. Igoba. Igoba is in Edo State.
Edo State, far away from Delta.
Edo State is not in Warri Federal Constituency. We only share boundary with Edo State in Warri North. So how come INEC is importing communities from outside Warri Federal Constituency into making units and wards for the Ijaws?
Of Baramatu and Egbema.
Now this particular ward was created for the Egbema Ijaws in Warri North local government area, taking communities from Edo State. Now let's go to another registration area. Registration area 14. INEC called this Ogbimbiri Azama. This is also in Warri North, created for the Ijaws. Ogbimbiri Azaman. Registration area 14. Now let's take number 9 on that list. Number 9 on that list. We have latitude 6.14, 9918. Longitude 5.20, 5127. So let's see what comes out of it again. Are we there? The same Igoba. Now, this is another duplication, as you can tell.
Ugoba, Edo State.
Igoba in Edo State. Now, we move over now to registration area 12. We want to look at some other duplications. Registration area 12 is Ogbe Ijaw in Warri Southwest. They called it Ogbe Ijaw, and the name on that list, number 3 unit is Boluoma. Now let's plot for Boluoma.
From Southwest, they brought it to Warri South to create fictitious communities for the Ijaws.
Now for Boluoma, we have it at latitude 5.51, 516, 3382. And of course, longitude 5.73, 411, 3269. Now let's load that up. This particular word is supposed to be in Warri Southwest. But shockingly, we'll find out some revelation from this. Now, what we can see on our screen is in Warri not in Warri Southwest, Warri South. Now, if you zoom into that, you find out that we are looking at Miller Waterside, opposite the Central Hospital. Is that very clear? Now, this location was stolen to create units and ward for the Jos in Warri Southwest. There's another duplication. Under Warri South, they repeated the same Boluoma again in Warri South. Restoration Area 2 in Warri South, they also called it Boluoma. And number 1 on that list was named Boluoma. We're going to plot that. Altitude 5.51516. In fact, it's the same coordinate, just like we said earlier on duplication of coordinates. But let's just plot it. 5.163387341133269. And let's see what comes out of it again. Now, it has taken us to the same location. So they repeated this particular unit or coordinate in Warri Southwest and in Warri South. This is the enormity of fraud that INEC has committed. Now we go to coordinate formed from outside Warri Southwest for the Jos.
Jos of Baramatu.
Now let's take, for example, Benukrukru. Restoration Area 4. They named it Benukrukru, Kenyagbene. And number 17 there is Olopuwe, was the name INEC gave to it. So let's plot Olopuwe according to INEC. Latitude 5.877, 28783. And longitude 5.25, 464. If we're there, technical team, let's load that up.
Also to note that where they call Keyagbene is a fictitious name. It is actually Abiteye. Abiteye. I'm sure you must have heard of Abiteye feed. It's owned by the Itsekiris. So Abiteye has been illegally changed to Keyagbene in Delineation land, Warri Southwest. Owned by
Google Earth revealed to us as the name of this particular location is entirely different from what INEC gave to us. INEC gave us Olopuwe, but what we find out is what? Please, technical team, take that up. Robbins Creek, right? Is that clear? Robbins Creek. This was created for the Jos in Warri Southwest, but outside of Warri Southwest. This is an area behind Urejusisi. Now, let's also look at some other example. We have Restoration Area 4, named as Diebiri Ward. Diebiri Ward, Restoration Area 4. And by 5 on that list, they called it Ifigbene Community. So let's plot for Ifigbene Community. We have latitude 5.48, 98453. Put a comma in a space. 56261642. What do we have there? Inori Fishing Camp. Inori Fishing Camp is in Warri South, not Warri Southwest. But this particular location was used to create unit and ward for the Jos of Baramatu in Warri Southwest. All these were geared towards making more numbers for the Jos over the Itsekiris. I've always said it, that Itsekiris are not minority in their homeland. As against the lies being told by these strangers residing on our land that we are minority, these lies have been put to rest by this revelation provided from the coordinates provided by INEC.
And also to add to it, what my brother here have said, is the fact that all of this fraud, when we discovered it, we have written the petition and we've given it to INEC. Surprisingly, INEC has not done anything about it.
Now, while we are revealing this information, we expect that all well-meaning Nigerians will take note and understand that an injustice for one or to one is an injustice to all. That it is happening to the people of Warri Federal Constituency does not mean it cannot get to you. We all have seen what has happened in elections with electoral malpractices. But now this is beyond electoral malpractices. This is a deliberate attempt to steal Itsekiri's homeland. Imagine that they succeed with this. We cannot provide the rep representing us in Warri Federal Constituency at the Federal House of Representatives. It means that we will not have local government chairmen. So everyone must stand up strong, firm, and resolute to put an end to this fraud. We call on the federal government, the state government to intervene and correct these anomalies. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful Ajadarikpa, Ajamokia, Akpewowo Ajadotun, Akpewowo Ajadotun, Ajamokia. Beautiful research, wonderful presentation by technical team of Warri Reclamation Trust, Bright Omawomi and Shai Mene. In a nutshell, Itsekiri as an ethnic nationality is not against the Supreme Court judgment in respect of Warri Federal Constituency ward delineation. What Itsekiri nation demands is fairness, equity, and justice from INEC. Itsekiri rejects the INEC proposal of April 4th, 2025 on ward delineation in its entirety. Members of the fourth estate of the realm, it is on this note, I crave indulgence to call on a renowned registered surveyor, Oluseyi Thomas Dabiri. Oluseyi Thomas Dabiri is the chairman of Private Practicing Surveyors of Nigeria. So it's a round peg into a round hole. Let's put our hands together for him, please. You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, sirs. My special regards to the chiefs of Warri Kingdom and to all the men and women, the youths of Warri Kingdom. It is my pleasure to be here. We have been commissioned as a professional to carry out what I will call Geographic Information System of Warri Federal Constituency, which contains Warri North, and Warri South, and Warri Southwest. The three local governments is what we have as the Warri Federal Constituency. And when we were commissioned by Honorable Chief Ireyitomi, he called us to come and do what I will call a professional job, purely professional job. And at the instance of this commissioning, he gave us the list of the coordinates of what INEC supplied, as the former speakers have said. And now, I will call on the technical crew to give us the coordinate list that was given to us. Those are the list of the coordinates for the three communities, three local governments in the Warri Federal Constituencies. As professional surveyors, we used the latitude and longitude, as the former speakers have said, and we quickly used to generate maps. So please give me Warri North local government map. We use the coordinates, as we have said. Go to legend. Go to legend at the far side. Then let it be bold. Can you see that? It's not so bold. Let's be bold. Yes, go to legend. Yes, thank you so much. Come to this side. Come to this side. Go to the extreme end. Extreme end of legend. Extreme end. Okay, go up. Thank you. Go up. No, go up. No, down, down, down. Sorry. Yes. Under Warri North, the total number of INEC wards we have on their list is 714. And out of 714, go up or scroll down. Scroll down, down. No, I want to go to up there. 714. Go. Yes, good. No. Good. Out of 714 wards, those ones on green, we have 709 that is falling within Warri North local government. Then the red is where we have INEC wards falling outside Warri local government. We have ones falling outside. There some are falling inside Ethiopia. And we have, units. So now, inside where we have blue is where we have those ones that are falling outside Delta State. So let's go to the map now so that I can appreciate what we're having on the legend. Go to the main body of the map. Go to the map. Go down. Go to this side. Come to the left. Yes, thank you. Come to the left, come to the extreme end. Then go up. No, you are going to the sea now. Yes, now. Scroll down now. Go up. Okay, now come to, okay, that's Upama. Then go this way. You will see the boundary of Delta State and Ondo State where we are having, go this side, no. Excuse me. Let us see this side, the extreme hand here. Go to Ondo State boundary. Yes, thank you. You can see, no, come down. Can you bring it here, please? Can I walk from here? Come down. Come. Yes, thank you so much. Then come to this side. All those areas in blue. All those areas in blue are all in those states. So if you complete that, majority of out of 744, 99 are outside Delta State. That is Ondo State. You can see that is Ondo State, Shekelewu. Then you can go to the north where you have Edo, where majority of it are falling within. Yes, here now you can see all this blue now. This is Gelegele Forest Reserve. They are falling where we don't have towns and where we have forest reserve, and they are in Edo State. Then come to the other side, you will see where the other one is falling inside Ethiopia local government. Just come. See, those red ones are falling even Warri Southwest. Go up. No, down. Sorry. Down. See, some of them are falling in Warri South. If you go up, you will see those ones falling within Ethiopia local government. Give me the other sheet for Warri Southwest. You see, all those red are all falling outside the local government of Warri North. Give me sheet of
hello.
Warri South. Give me Warri South.
It's just on unit again, not ward.
Thank you. The units are the points that we show in red, blue, and green. Those who are falling properly well with local government inside the local government are the green. And those ones that are falling outside the states are blue. And those ones that are falling outside the local government is what we have as red. Now, this is
where we have Warri South. The total number of, please go up so I can see the total number of units. The total number of units is 55. And if you look at it properly well, go to the map, you will see the distribution of the units. The distribution of the units are not populated. Go. Let's see where the other 3 points are falling within Uwe local government. There is a particular unit, yes. There's a particular unit they call Merogun, but at Enere Junction. That is point 16. Please zoom it. Zoom it. That extreme number 16. Yes, that's that particular point. That is what they call Merogun, but it's falling. The unit is falling at Enere Junction. Then let's come to Ubeji, Ogbokodo, Itsekiri. Come to this side, to the extreme end there. You will see some of the communities that are well populated but without units. Come to this. Okay. Thank you. No. You can see the boundary of the Warri North. But where we have Ubeji, we have Ogbokodo, Itsekiri, you don't have any green units there. Then let's go to Warri Southwest, local government. This is Warri Southwest. We go to the extreme end where we have legend. The legend side shows the total number of units we have there. Total number of units we have. Go to the legend at extreme side. Thank you. Go to the bottom. Go to the bottom. Go to the bottom. Bottom. Down. Yes. Go down. No, go down. Yes. In the Warri Southwest, we have, according to INEC, the units we have there is 1,798. And let's go up. You will see the distribution of the 1,098. It's okay. The green are the units that are falling within Warri Southwest, which is 1,287. While the units that are falling outside Warri South is 510. And the INEC ward outside Delta State is 1. So it shows that most of the coordinates, either they were, I don't know how they generated them. Then let's go to the main body of the map. You will see how bulk of units are falling in Burutu local government. Let's go to the main map. Good. If you look at this one now, this is a majority of those ones in red that are supposed to fall in Warri South are falling in Warri North. You see those ones in red, they're supposed to be in Warri South, but they are falling in Warri North. Then go down to see Burutu. Go down. You see majority of them falling in Burutu local government. Come to this side. Yes. If you look at the north, look at that red in the north. This is Burutu. If you see that pink line, that's the boundary of Warri Southwest local government. But all the reds are falling in Burutu local government. So we're having more of what's supposed to be Warri Southwest, but they are all falling. All those reds are falling in Burutu, while the green are those ones falling actually in the Warri Southwest. You will still see other ones falling outside on the red. Go to the up. You see all those red, they are outside Warri Southwest. So our job is to take the coordinates as supplied by INEC, put it on the database, which is the Warri map, and containing the local government maps. And our findings is that, like what the former presenters have said, majority of the coordinates of the units are not falling where they are supposed to be. We are professionals, we don't know the intentions, and we don't know why they did that. But the presentation we have done is based on longitude and latitude as a profession, and longitude and latitude is to tell you the positions of points and units. And that's what we have done. And I think there is need for critical re-examination of this coordinate list as presented by INEC. I think that is our point. Okay, in conclusion, Chief Bram Mene is the one who actually engaged us, but and he's here seated. We work critically together. We tap from his experience as a geographer. Please stand up, Chief Bram Mene. Eh? Okay, this is Papa. Thank you so much. I will look at you at the one. I make mistakes, sorry. Please come too, because we work together. Yeah. So, okay. Thank you so much for your time, and God bless you, sirs.
Thank you very much. What we have tried to do is to inform you, because when we knew all of this, we officially petitioned INEC and let them know all of this as the reason why we cannot accept what they have put out as the result of the supposed delineation. We stand on facts, as you have seen. And as they have continued to give us a deaf ear, that is why we have continued to use every available opportunity to again that INEC is delaying to implement what has been revealed. It is because they are party to this. And this is what they want released. But we will not stand and allow other people to trample upon us in our land. So you are now well informed, so that when they talk and you hear them, you know what the truth is. Stand by it. And by the grace of God, nobody will take our land. Something else that I need to say. You would have seen on television an individual brandish some paper and to say, here is the judgment that shows Itsekiri doesn't own Warri, that there's a judgment, Supreme Court judgment. Page is the 281.8 acres of land, farmland around Okere, not Okere land proper. Okere is made up of 6 quarters. Udinu-Sobo is the 6th and the last and the smallest of them. And this is where Okumagba and his horde came. And the case was not Itsekiri versus Urobo. The case was not who owned Okere land. The case was not who owned Warri land. The case was that portion, the dimension of which I have said, was a farmland given by Okere people to Okumagba and his family for them to farm on. And all that the court has said is, allow them to stay. It is possessory title, not radical title. That does not mean that Okere owned that place. It only means you have allowed them to stay. Let them stay. Because they have their home in Okpare. And a lot of the time, in fact, some of their leaders, they are buried back home there. Because that is where they belong. If, for instance, you have Yoruba people, many of them, living in Zaria, in Kaduna State, will it be right and proper for them at some point to begin to fight with the Zaria people to say, this is Urubu country. They should give them a local government for Urubu in Zaria. Will that be right? Why should it be right in Warri? It cannot be right. We too, we own properties elsewhere. We do not dictate that those places must become Itsekiri territory. We know where our home is. We do not say people should not live with us. But when they live with us, know you are living with us. With us. So, of course, we will have the communique at the end of this. But I will also give room for one of my colleagues, A.S. Bennett, to say one or two things, not to extend what we are saying, because in a nutshell, we have said what we have said. Warri is our homeland. And when it comes, and when it comes for political representation, our people should represent us, not strangers, because they have their representative from their own home. We do not go there to contest with them. Let them leave our land for us.
Please, for the sake of time, I crave your indulgence to stand on all already established protocol. Now, first, let me correct a mix-up when the chartered surveyor was making his presentation. I, Sir A.S. Mene, contracted him for that assignment, not Chief Thomas, as he said. There was a mix-up there. Test of the press conference by Itsekiri Ethnic Nationality. Test of press conference by Itsekiri Ethnic Nationality on the Supreme Court ordered delineation of electoral wards/polling units of the Warri Federal Constituency by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and the ongoing continuous voters registration (CVR). Itsekiri Ethnic Nationality reject the purported proposed fresh wards and polling units delineation arising from the field work done by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) for not complying with the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, the Electoral Act 2022, and the criteria/guideline for fresh delineation of wards/registration areas and polling units in Warri Federal Constituency. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, we have invited you to this press conference today to address the to address and correct some of the false narratives being sprung and sprouted out by the Ijaw and Urhobo of Warri Federal Constituency. On the 2nd of December 2022, the Supreme Court, in suit number SC-143/2016, Honorable Judge Timinimi and others versus Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC directed as follows, and I quote, this is very, very important. We need to understand exactly what INEC said, Supreme Court said, because in the press conference, World Press Conference held by the Ijaw and Urhobo, they have severally misrepresented what the Supreme Court said. And I need to quote it verbatim so I understand where we are coming from. And the order is, and I quote, an order of this honorable court compelling the defendant, that is INEC, his agent, servant, privies, and assigns to conduct a fresh delineation of all that electoral ward/polling units of Warri Southwest, Warri North, and Warri South local government areas of Warri Federal Constituency in Delta State for the purpose of future elections. End quote. This was not implemented before the 2023 general election. The above decision of the Supreme Court was given on the only live issue in the suit, which is the prayer with regards to section 114, subsection 1, which provides that, and I quote that section, the Independent National Electoral Commission shall review the division of every state into constituencies at intervals of not less than 10 years and may alter such constituencies in accordance with the provisions of this section, to such extent as it may consider desirable in the light of the review. Consequently, since the last delineation of electoral wards and polling units was done more than 10 years ago, it ordered INEC to conduct delineation of electoral wards and polling units in the Warri Federal Constituency. It must be noted that the only other reason for the delineation of wards and constituencies is in section 114, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, which states that, and I quote, 2, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, may at any time carry out such review and alter the Constitution in accordance with the provisions of this section to such an extent as it considers necessary in the consequence of any alteration of the boundaries of the state or by reason of the holding of a census of the population of Nigeria in pursuance of an act of the National Assembly. None of the events mentioned in section 114, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has occurred. None. Contrary to the claim of Honorable Judge Timinimi and others in the suit, and that of the Ijaw, Urhobo of Warri Federal Constituency, the Supreme Court did not at any time in the judgment declare or hold that the wards and polling units of Warri Federal Constituency are fake and fictitious. At no time in the judgment. It did not also hold that the INEC voters register is fake and fictitious. That is, the judgment was being misrepresented by Ijaw and Urhobo. Outside the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, the only legal instrument to guide INEC in the enforcement of the Supreme Court judgment is the provisions of section 40, subsection 2 of the 2022 Electoral Act, which provides clearly what INEC is expected to do using the electoral register of voters. That is, the Commission shall establish adequate number of polling units or electoral ward and shall allot voters to such polling units. This is the duty, constitutional duty of INEC, and this is what INEC ought to have done in trying to enforce the Supreme Court judgment. INEC constitutional mandate are primarily geared towards facilitating the smooth, efficient, and credible conduct of elections across the Federation. Its mandate in this regard is administrative and operational in the context of elections. This did not extend to or include A, or alteration of communities or local government areas. B, conduct of population census, profiling of various local government demographics, boundaries adjustment for local government and states, and lastly, as a court of law to determine which ethnic group owns where. INEC has no business with who owns where. INEC is not a court of law. The duty of INEC, as provided for in the Constitution, is simply to conduct elections for Nigerians. INEC has done all the above in their field work by embarking on the compilation of the list of communities in Warri Southwest, Warri North, and Warri South local government areas in the Warri Federal Constituency of Delta State. Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC's engagement in such ultra-vires acts amount to usurpation of powers and a clear act of administrative overreach, which is not supported by law. Accordingly, INEC can only reliably, empirically valid voters register, which includes the biodata of voters in its records and the geophysical spread of the same in the implementation of the Supreme Court judgment. In exercising its power of constituency and ward and polling unit delineation or alteration, the Commission must rely on the provisions of the Electoral Act, Section 40, subsection 2. The Constitution does not empower INEC to act on the basis of contrived population figures arising from area views, Google Maps, etc. It also does not empower INEC to determine the ownership of territories, nor does it empower it to create imaginary communities as INEC has done in their field work. To do so will not only violate the clear intent of the constitutional provisions, but also undermine legal integrity and credibility of the electoral process. Therefore, any attempt by INEC to act outside these prescribed conditions will render such actions ultra-vires and constitutionally invalid. False claims of the Ijaw and Urhobo on political representation at their World Press Conference. The Ijaw and Urhobo of Warri Federal Constituency at their World Press Conference claimed that they are denied electoral representation. This is not true. It must be stated for the records that Itsekiri have been very magnanimous in conceding to the Ijaw and Urhobo representation in Warri Federal Constituency. In Warri Southwest, for example, the deputy governor under the Okowa administration is Kingsley Otwaru from Gbaramatu. In Warri Southwest, Gbaramatu in Warri Southwest local government area. The only seat in the Delta State House of Assembly for Warri Southwest local government is today occupied by the current House of Assembly from the same Gbaramatu. The current chairman of Warri Southwest local government area is of Ijaw extraction. And in addition, they also have councillors representing their various wards. In Warri North local government area, the last local government chairman before the current one, Honorable Smart Asukutu, is of Egbema Ijaw extraction. And in addition, the Ijaw also have councillors representing their various wards. In Warri South LGA, one of the two seats of the State House of Assembly, one of the seats has been severally occupied by the Urhobo. Despite this high-profile political representation in Warri Federal Constituency, the Ijaw and Urhobo will not relent until they take all that belongs to Itsekiri, the majority status in the 3 Warri local government areas of the Warri Federal Constituency. We want to ask the Ijaw and the Urhobo to tell the world in simple terms how much political representation have been given to Itsekiri domiciled in their predominant local government areas, such as Etiop West, Brutu, Sapele local government areas. It is also not true, as stated in their World Press Conference, that, and I quote, the gerrymandering upon which the 1999 general election was conducted in Warri Federal Constituency was grossly skewed against Ijaw and the Urhobo indigenous people of Warri Federal Constituency, end quote. In historical context, the 1992 national delineation exercise held in Warri, as in other parts of Nigeria, Warri polling units, wards, state and federal constituencies was delineated using the same parameters, contrary to the undefended claim in the Supreme Court suit as earlier referred to. In the 1992 delineation, Warri had the following constituencies. 1, 2 federal constituencies occupied by 2 Itsekiri persons. 2, 4 state assembly constituencies. In the same vein, electoral wards in the 2 existing Warri local government areas at that time as follows. 1, 10 wards for Warri South, 7 for Itsekiri. 2, 10 wards for Warri North, 6 for Itsekiri, 4 for Ijaw, which includes current Warri Southwest local government area. In the 1996 local government creation and ward delineation exercise, Warri North was split with Warri Southwest carved out of Warri North. The ward delineation in the 2 LGAs that were hitherto together are as follows. Warri North, Itsekiri 6 wards, Ijaw 4 wards. Warri Southwest, Itsekiri 6 wards, Ijaw 4 wards. This is to put a lie when they claim in the World Press Conference that it was in 1999 that INEC changed its status. We know what the status has been from history. These words were created by the National Electoral Commission, NEC, and it was its prerogative to do so at the time, and it was a nationwide exercise. In the 1999 election exercise, INEC retained 4 state assembly constituencies for Warri, but reduced the federal constituency from 2 to 1. The seat taken from the Itsekiri people was given to the Ijaw of Brutu with less population. This action, which reduced the Itsekiri representation at the House of Representatives from 2 to 1, at a serious political disadvantage in the state till date. The Ijaw and the Urhobo of Warri Federal Constituency did not see anything wrong in the above injustice. It is also most fallacious, as stated in their World Press Conference, that, and I quote, it is important to draw your attention to the fact it is the failure of INEC to address these imbalances that led to the Warri crisis, which unfolded in 2 phases, 1997 to 1999, and 2002 to 2003, involving conflicts between Ijaw and Itsekiri, and Urhobo and Itsekiri. And I end my quote there. The world is aware that it was the issue of location of headquarters of the newly created Warri Southwest local government area, which was put at Ogidigwen, Itsekiri area, as contained in the national schedule of local governments till date, and the illegal relocation to Delta State government that was the root cause of the crisis. The crisis referred to above was a coordinated genocide program to eliminate the Itsekiri people from their homeland, relying on the Ijaw majority support from all over Delta State and beyond, and the Urhobo of the other 8 local government areas of Delta State. In the course of this press interview, like it has already been done, I've already told you that I invited the chartered surveyor to do a presentation. He has already done that. Actually, I was supposed to deliver this speech before that presentation for clarity, but I will emphasize some of the things I've already mentioned for the purposes of clarity. Findings after the plotting and overlay of the INEC generated coordinates shows that 1, Warri Southwest LGA has 1,287 polling units inside the LGA. 510 polling units are outside the LGA, and 1 polling unit fell in Edo State. The polling unit 289, named Torofak-Bene, fell in Edo State. 2. Warri North LGA has 609 polling units inside the LGA. 6 polling units outside the state. Polling unit 651 is falling in Benin River. So the polling units are not found to be like inside the river, in bushes and swamp areas. We have cases of polling units falling in Etiop local government area. 3. Warri South LGA has polling unit 4, polling unit 5, and polling unit 16 are not within the LGA. Even polling unit 16 named Merugun, like I earlier said, that's supposed to be in Merugun, is by NRA, between the NRA and DECO, which shows a clear misrepresentation of what it is on ground. In the course of the expert presentation, he has already done that, so I leave that. The above findings show that INEC exceeded its constitutional mandate, and it is in violation of not complying with the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, the Electoral Act 2022, and much more importantly, the criteria and guidelines for fresh delineation of wards/residential areas and polling units in the Warri Federal Constituency. At the beginning, INEC gave us clearly lines that were supposed to follow in the exercise. But to our utmost shock, INEC deviated completely, abandoned the guidelines, their own guidelines, and did something very strange. That's why we are where we are now. Therefore, Itsekiri Ethnic Nationality reject the purported proposed fresh ward and polling units delineation arising from the field work done by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. We hereby call on the federal government to thoroughly investigate and prosecute INEC officials that have compromised the integrity of the exercise for causing great embarrassment to the Commission. Objections to INEC's field report on delineation. We have raised serious objections to INEC's field report on the delineation of Warri Federal Constituency. Our objects had been forwarded to our security advisor and INEC and published in some of the newspapers, national newspapers. We have also had some meetings with which our misgivings and objections were robustly stated. Therefore, our objections are in the public domain. The main reason for our criticisms in this press statement, we are willing to answer questions and elucidate on any gray areas that you may have, the press. We expect that our objections will be given careful consideration by INEC in reaching an equitable, fair, just, and most of all, lawful decision. Continuous Voters Registration, CVR. While we are waiting for the result of consultations and INEC decision, we cannot understand the desire of the Ijo and the Yoruba to link these mutually exclusive events, delineation and continuous voters register. One does not, by every conceivable parameter, see how one stops the other. Perhaps they are still looking at the result of CVRO with the analog eyes, or they are parties to rascality evidence in the field report of INEC. Therefore, we condemn in its entirety the threat of Ijo and Robo of Warri Federal Constituency at their press conference to peace and security. We deprecate in the strongest possible terms, particularly their threat to shut down strategic oil and gas facilities, as well as other national assets by acts of vandalism and sabotage. We have said this is their usual tactics when they are on a dodgy wicket. We urge INEC to disregard their threat of boycott and sundry unsavory criminal acts. CVRO is a legal and or constitutional right of every citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria who has attained the age of 18. It is an opportunity for those who want to change their voting location, whose voter card is destroyed, and those who want to change the information earlier contained in their registration to regularize their rights to vote and be voted for. Gentlemen and ladies of the press, we thank you for your patience and audience. We will now entertain some questions from the press. Thank you, and God bless you all.
There will be no time for questions.
Okay.
Gentlemen of the press, we are constrained for time. Brother and colleague, unfortunately, we will need to have to summarize all that has happened here today by the communique which we have drawn out. I would like to read that to you. This is the communique of the press conference held by the Itsekiri ethnic nationality on the INEC fraudulent reports on the redelineation of the Warri Federal Constituency. Number one, as a law-abiding ethnic nationality, we are not against the execution of the Supreme Court order on the redelineation of the Warri Federal Constituency. Number two, we reject the bias and illegality associated with INEC execution of the said judgment. The technical sessions have shown of the polling units and wards created by INEC do not correspond with the actual locations on ground. We call on the set up an independent commission of inquiry to probe the actions of INEC on the redelineation exercise that created phantom polling units and wards in the Warri Federal Constituency. That's number three. Number four, at the end of the commission of inquiry, INEC officials and other public office holders found culpable in the INEC charade regarded as polling units and wards, redelineation in Warri Federal Constituency, should be appropriately punished to act as deterrent to others with intention for similar course of action. Fifth and finally, we also demand the immediate implementation of all judicial is able to do all of this for us. We believe that justice would have been served. Thank you for the attention you have given to us. And before we close, we have as the leading chief in the kingdom, the chairman of the Warri Council of Chiefs, in the person of Chief Omar Eyewoma, the Ologboshere of Warri Kingdom, to give us the closing remarks. The closing remarks. Ajabo.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, distinguished chiefs, I want to call the attention of the ladies and gentlemen of the press, the fourth estate of the realm. The issues that have been raised here today, nobody will tell you how dear it is to the heart of the Itsekiri. You can see every available space is covered, both inside and outside, because it's a big issue with us. It doesn't touch only the political or the economic, it touches on our very existence. And we cannot submit that to anybody. Nobody. You can also see what the technical team has done if the Nigerian system took time to do what the technical team of the Itsekiris have done today, we would live in a better country. Because everything has been tied to facts. In spite of all that, we are not asking for anything unusual. We are only asking for the right thing to be done. The government or the agencies of the government must not side with people who have selective obedience of court judgments. You have nothing less than 12 judgments that say the land in Warri division is the home of the Itsekiri people. These judgments are ignored, and we are all hanging on one judgment that says INEC should go and do a redelineation, which we are not opposed to. What we are opposed to is the use to which that judgment is being put to support illegality, to support oppression, to support deprivation, to support ethnic cleansing, to support arrogance, to support violence, to support an act that does not respect the rule of law. That's all we are asking for. And we have taken the case. Now we have taken it to the court of public opinion, and we have put it in the hands of you, ladies and gentlemen of the press. There's nothing that we have to say, because you have seen. The technical team has not brought in any document that is not either from INEC or universally accepted. We have not created anything. We have used that to prove our point. You, please, my plea with you is to take that to the public opinion, to well-meaning Nigerians, indeed, to well-meaning citizens of the world, that a peace-loving ethnic nationality is being pressed. And they are being deprived of their own entitlement. They are being deprived of their livelihood. They are being deprived of what God put under their own ground. Everybody wants the Itsekiri land because God Almighty put wealth under it for the benefit of the Itsekiris. So we plead with you, ladies and gentlemen of the press, take our case to the public. We have taken it to the government, we've taken it to the courts, but we have surrounding us people with selective obedience to court judgment. Don't let the press also join them. The press must detach itself from such oppressive behavior of people in power, people with money, people with influence, people with political connections, people with military connections, people with brigandage in their own blood. The press must not allow them to succeed. Our hope is on you that you will take our case to the public. Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen of the press. Itsekiri is Jadotun Tereo, Jadotun. Itsekiri as a nation is known for objectivity. We are good in articulation of issues rather than issuing threats to government of the day. If somebody is accused of murder case and there's a superior evidence or exhibit to show that the person is innocent, wouldn't the court allow the murderer go? It is on this note we call on our chief that prayed for us, Chief Brand Mene, who doubles as the Ogolu son of Warri, alias Esemwede, to please pray for us as we depart. Akoro Dabe.
Please, let's have some quiet as we pray. Our Heavenly Father, you have given us a voice to speak, not only within Nigeria, but everywhere in the world. Thank you for truth on which you have given us the privilege to stand, and therefore the confidence and the boldness that you are with us. And because you are with us and for us, no evil plan aimed against us will succeed. You have given us our land. We want to live peaceably there. Following your dictates, we are welcoming to those who have come to live among us. But you have not asked us to surrender to them what you have given to us. We seek peaceful means. We seek lawful means to address the injustice aimed at us. And we know that by your grace, they will not stand. As we go on, help us to continue to forge ahead and to gain success. Thank you that so far the evil plans have not been able to fall through because you are making them to stand. But the time has come. They should no longer stand. For every evil they have an expiry date. Let the expiry date now come. Let Itsekiri stand. Let Itsekiri prosper. Let Itsekiri prosper in the land you have given. Thank you for Ogiame on the throne. Thank you for the vision you have given him. Thank you for the influence you have given him. And as we stand behind him, help us too to play our role, that all will work together for good. For the press men who have come here today, we ask that you will help them to play their own part too, to be disseminators of truth and justice. It will be well with them. Bless us as we go home. Bless Warri Kingdom. Bless Delta State. Bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We pray in Jesus' name.
Somebody, thank you very much. Please, may we remain standing as our chiefs depart the hall, please. Once more, all pressure group.